before Game of Billion, I was doing pretty much anything besides stripping and cleaning up poop. I do it. I would do that. I play guitar. I was playing in New York, playing little sessions here and there, trying to get my production thing on, playing in bands. But you know, definitely when Game of Billion kicked off, it took center stage.
My name is Ahmed. I play bass. Before Game Rebellion, musically, I was songwriting and producing, what they call now, and mostly like hip hop. And then further got into instrumentation. Then picked up the guitar and the bass, and just tried to make myself well-rounded as a musician.
Aaron, drums. Before GRs, it was everything music.
It's a hand dryer.
I'm all in his own space.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I was just doing anything possible musically, you know, get myself out there.
ME, keyboards. Before Game Rebellion, I was pretty much playing with everywhere, just gigging with anyone, pretty much everybody. Also doing production and session gigs with Wu-Tang.
Hey, what's going on? Nedic. And before Game Rebellion, I was a male escort and who's telling the story anyway? Before Game Rebellion, I was a male escort and massage therapist.
Still.
Sugar mama.
My boo.
My boo.
It's my boo. My boo. It's Kango.
Songwriting, producing, you know, all that good shit. And these guys saved me from a life of Hunts Point and cheap liquor and cheaper drugs. Fast women, man. You guys saved me.
No drugs, fast women. I don't know, it was, you know, well, the Rebellion came about because we had to kind of change. We were just Game and everyone knew us as that, but we changed to Rebellion. But to be honest, it kind of felt like every time we would go play somewhere, I'll give you the short version. I used to hang out with this cat that was really into playing reggae all day. And at night, he would always tell me about how Bob Marley, when he was in tour in New York, used to have to slap up promoters. And I'd be like, what you mean? Like, why? And like he would be like, yeah, they have to be in, sometimes they have to take out the machete on cats, all that. And then I didn't understand until we started Game Rebellion that sometimes it must be an utter sheer rebellion just to play your music, just to play as many songs as you can play, just to get your money at the end of the night, just to have them respect you, just to have them speak to you in a dignified fashion. It's rebellion. And that's kind of how we always have been able to keep going, because it's like we don't ask questions. You know what I'm saying? We follow. Any of us is talking to somebody in a very diplomatic fashion. If it changes, we understand that. Game Rebellion rides out, we pick up our instruments and we start charging. Like tonight even, you know, it's like we will play. And you have to physically take us off. And, you know, they don't seem to want to do that, so we're lucky right now.
Is the collective individuals coming to express their ideology as a whole, musically. So
It's just all of us.
It's just
I'm trying to burn back.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Am I?
We're doing an interview.
Are you filming a movie?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
It's just a short interview, so yeah. But as a matter of fact,
You didn't tell me they were filming.
It's okay, I'll edit her out.
No, you should leave her in. It's a special moment.
who's out there?
I don't know.
Everybody's trying to get in people.
It feels like Game Rebellion is like, because it always seemed like, it's kind of like, since we kind of put the band together, it created kind of almost like a house where people come, you know, and the pillars of this house at the front entrance deal a lot with, you know, just kind of doing things yourself your own way with no apologies and kind of living a life whereas you want to utilize yourself and be able to exploit yourself to the fullest whereas you understand yourself as a resource. Gold, copper, silver, and oil. Game Rebellion has kind of always been about all of these brothers right here and myself just coming together and just pretty much sacrificing everything that people say is good and right, but that we know it doesn't lead to happiness, doesn't lead to full fulfillment as an individual, and we put all our energy into this, and everybody definitely is dedicated to this. I mean, we're a band right now. If somebody said Texas is a gig tomorrow and it's going to be the right situation, we will all go, because everybody puts this thing first. And so Game Rebellion is really just about kind of marching up and, you know, living by the beat of your own drum, but responsibly, and really seeking to compete and participate in the greater scheme of things, but on your own terms. And that's kind of how it's been. Like, 3 reasons.
It is coming.
One is because we got it just doesn't really seem like right now people are like walking around. Like I know back in it, like say I know Nedic since we were young. I would be like, yo, Nedic, listen to this CD, this tape. We listen to the whole thing. We know all the words. But it doesn't seem like that right now. So what we did was we put out a kind of a sample of all the different energies and the things that people come to experience at our live show on that EP. But the album is definitely dropping. I mean, that's kind of a goal for us. Like we have probably almost 20 tracks and we've selected out of all the other ones to be on the album. And even that alone, like we want to make a record where people listen to it and they enjoy every song. We're tired of, buying albums and the first song is hot, the third song is hot, and that's it. You got the CD and you're holding it or bought it on iTunes and you're just selecting songs, that you like. We want every song to be hot, so that's the goal.
Yeah, as long as consumers are dictating the market, which is amazing, and that's how it should be, and where the madmen aren't dictating markets for the consumer. You know what I mean? I like that consumers are dictating the market, but consumers buy songs individually now. So the necessity to put out a CD with 17 records on it, or to do a Cash Money, a No Limit record with 2 discs and 46 songs on the shit. You don't need to do that right now because people are only picking the songs that they like. So for us, that's what we did. We picked the the 7 songs that we were like, this is a great representation of our first presentation. These are the songs that we like. We literally did what we do when we buy a record, we buy music. So we were like, yeah, this is what we like. So we picked the songs that we like, we put them down, and it was cohesive, and it's literally, this band does whatever they want. You know what I mean? And it's great that we have the support behind us to be able to do that and not feel like that we're letting people down or we're pressured. It's like somewhere or another, us doing what we want to do lends itself to people responding like, yeah, damn, I'm glad you guys did that. So,
interpolations of some classic songs, and so I think pretty much that's how it came about. I know the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer was a big part. Nedic loves that flick. You know what I mean?
I just felt like there was so many correlations between Rick Rubin and the chess player Bobby Fischer. They just, very obscure characters, very eccentric, brilliant, and kind of like in and out of the spotlight. Like you don't hear from Rick Rubin, then you hear him, he's producing, Danzig, and then you don't hear him, and next thing you know, he's producing Jay-Z, and you don't hear him, and then he's producing Johnny Cash. It's like, he's just in and out, and that's how Bobby Fischer was. He'd go missing for hella long, and then he'd just show up at a chess tournament and win, the whole shit. And then he'd go missing again, and then he'd show up at another tournament 4 years later when his, title's being threatened, and, win again. And so for me, it was like, I felt like conceptually this was a chance for us to tell our little story. Like there was a time when hip hop and punk, hip hop and rock were very closely linked, and somewhere along the line that fell apart, and they tried to bring it back and didn't necessarily work, and it fell apart again. And I was like, this is our opportunity to bring it back, and we could really do it. We have the capabilities to do it well, and keep the integrity of both genres of music. The rock doesn't suffer and the hip hop doesn't suffer. It's very important to us that we really be true to that, and and for a lot of reasons that makes the process extremely long. You know what I mean? Because we can't just go into the studio and bang out beats. We gotta do it. We gotta really stay true to the drum and make sure that when we bang out the drum on a program, Aaron goes and plays over that and makes it smash and harder. You know what I mean? And Yohimbe will play live. We gotta amp. We gotta get a big room that can amp guitars at fucking 12. You know what I mean? So it's a process, and we have a process, and we utilize that process in our production. I feel like our production is representative of that process 100%. Like I feel like it didn't fall short. The guitars are pumping and hitting, and the drums are thumping, and at the same time you still got that straight hip hop drive. The bass is very much there. You don't lose it. So the rock heads will be satisfied because the guitars are loud and the crashes and cymbals are big, and then the hip hop heads will be there because the constant kick with that 808. So so go by that Game Rebellion.
You see what it
Searching
does
for Rick Rubin.
See what it does for the honeys. Our music is that Viagra for the honeys. Honey Agra.
Keep on going, baby.
Get that Rick Rubin.
Yes.
That sounds like the right.
You about to break your finger, man.
I'm stretching for the karate tournament. It's coming.
It's a crack.